Where are you? Boots, 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 bam, 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 bam. All right, listen, today's part 2 of our little holiday series that we're doing, which is just super fun. Yesterday, when we ended our video, I looked at Sri and I was like, these are, I made it dramatic. I looked at her. I didn't actually look at her. I was like fixing the light, work a remix. And I was like, that was so much fun. And we used to do these every single day back in 2019, 2020. Did we do it into 2021 a little bit? I don't know. Anyways, for like a year solid every day. And I really enjoyed yesterday. So thank you for being with us and thank you for inviting your friends. We do have a winner today for our 2024 Ultimate Badass Body Bundle, which is an $11,000 value. Currently 75% off until the end of the year. So go check that out if you haven't. And we're going to share our winner a little bit later. But I just got back from the dentist.
Yes.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I just got back from the dentist.
Sorry, I didn't understand that.
Because you're dumb. So
Be nice.
I just got back from the dentist. She's a machine. She's a machine.
Machine.
So I got back from the dentist and they put this fluoride. And the worst part about the fluoride, I used to say, hold on. The worst part about the fluoride. Okay. When I was a kid in school, how did you guys do fluoride when you were in school? Did you do fluoride when you were in school?
No. How do you do fluoride? Maybe it's
they give you a little Dixie cup. They give you a little Dixie cup and a little tablet, and you put the tablet in your mouth.
No, we did not.
And you have to swish the water around until the tablet's like fully dissolved. And then I think you spit the water out. Anyways, they put this fluoride on, and the me of 10 years ago would have been like, the worst part is you can't eat for 30 minutes. But the worst part is it's sticky. It's like gummy. And so I was just in the bathroom brushing my teeth for like probably 12 and a half minutes. It's exaggerated, but I'm like scrubbing. I have an electric toothbrush, and I'm scrubbing, and I'm trying to get, it's like all in here and sticky. It feels like you have cement on your teeth that's not dry yet. And what I realized is like, sometimes we get ourselves into positions where the only way out is to dig. The only way out is to claw and scratch and fight and get scrappy. And I think that society has lost the ability to do that because of what other people will think. If somebody says they want more money, heaven forbid, you must be greedy. But look, if you're broke or you got an eviction notice on your apartment and you've got 3 kids that need food, you better humble yourself and tell your ego, shut the front door, because I got to kick, I got to claw, I got to scratch, I got to dig, I got to do what I got to do to take care of my family and me. And that doesn't make me greedy. I don't know if you're in this situation or you know somebody in this situation. I just think a lot of society's kind of in this situation. So I was literally brushing my teeth thinking about this. And I was like, I have no shame. Like, my mouth is ugly. You know, it's got, if somebody came in, I'd be like, I don't care because I want to get this off. Sometimes you're in so much pain or in such an uncomfortable position. This has nothing to do with today's topic. It was just on my mind. I think it's valuable. I want to share it with you. Sometimes you have just so much discomfort that we get desperate and we'll do whatever it takes. If you hear anything from this video, it's do not think that you are above doing whatever it takes to take care of you and your family. That is a service to yourself, to your family, to your community, to society. For you to not be sorry for wanting what you want, for you to not be sorry for you doing what it takes to get what you want. I'm not condoning that you step on other people or harm anybody against their will or do anything criminal to achieve it. But to be okay being desperate because you want to take care of you and your family and your society and your culture and your community and all of that. What a blessing. What a blessing. And now my teeth are not sticky anymore. So there's that. Welcome to the show.
So let me add to this. This is so good. I feel like I want to stand up. So drop a D in the chat if you are desperate to go into 2024 and make it better than 2023.
Ooh.
Drop a D in the chat
Drop a D.
because I'll tell you,
Whoever's missing this, I feel so
Aaron-
sad right now.
Aaron and I have had multiple conversations about this, and we are going into 2024 with a desperate attitude.
Are you elaborate?
Hold on. I want to elaborate on that.
Because I know what they're thinking. Oh, I don't want to look desperate. Desperate, stinky. And in some situations it is. However, continue.
Not like that. Not desperate from a nasty way. Desperate as in I have one option and one option only, and it would be the greatest disservice for me to not go into it with such a no bullshit attitude. Because here is the deal. If you're like, yeah, you know, like 2024, I want it to be better than 2023, and it would be nice. No,
Would be nice. Don't
you
work.
do not change your life with a it would be nice attitude. You gotta have a I am desperate attitude. For example, when you were talking about, you know, like being a single mom for 3 kids, working 2 jobs, wanting to feed the family, you gotta have a desperate attitude to make this shit happen.
You got that mama
Do
bear.
you think, oh yeah, let me make sure that, you know, like I am looking nice, that nobody criticizes me, that I stay in my comfort zone, and oh, what if somebody thinks that I'm being too much?
What? I know what it is.
What?
Everybody wants to look like they all got their shit together. For who? For people that won't even remember? For people, nobody. I wrote something today. I was like, one of the things I'm done with in 2024 is caring about the opinions of anybody that wouldn't be invited to speak at my funeral. Okay? If you wouldn't be invited to speak at my funeral, it's not that your opinion doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter to me. And mine shouldn't matter to you if I'm not invited to speak at your funeral. Okay, so it is this idea of I don't want to look like I'm struggling. I don't want to look like I need anything or I want anything more than what I have. Like, oh, isn't it enough? You know, be grateful for what you have. Yes, 1,000% up and down, left and right, backwards, forwards, till I'm blue in the face. Be grateful for what you have. And don't be sorry for wanting more. What the heck were we put here for? To be mediocre?
Drop more in the chat if you want more in 2024.
I'm fired up today.
Me too. You fired me up.
I'm fired up. I want to inspire you. I want to encourage you. I want you to not feel bad for going after what you want and not feeling sorry about it and not caring about what anybody thinks about it. Because let me tell you this, when you have millions in the bank, when you're making $20,000 a month, guess what? The voices of people that used to matter, who just want to criticize and tear you down and bring you down because that's what makes them feel better. And if that's you, don't let that be you anymore, because you don't help yourself when you do that to other people. Then you don't care. You're like, my life is good. And guess what? In order to get to a level where you feel super good about, if your body is banging and you want to show it off, you had to earn it. If you got, you know, a lush life and you live luxuriously and you have nice things, you don't get that if you don't become the person who can responsibly control it. Otherwise, you won't have it for a long time. That's why when somebody gets a weight loss surgery or they win the lottery, it's gone in a flash, because you do not have the character, you do not have the habits, and you have not put in the work, and you have not grinded it out. You've not been criticized enough. You've not been shit on enough, and you have not gone through what you need to go through and dug yourself back out to be able to be responsible with the result. Woo, somebody.
So listen, ES Army. Maybe at some point in your life, you have said to your friends, to your spouse, I want more. And maybe you got criticized through maybe things of, you know, you're fine just the way you are. Or, oh, like, Why do you want to be like that?
You already have enough.
Why are you being so greedy? Now, here is a stand that we are going for in 2024.
And whoever wants to come, you're welcome. And if you're sad about it or mad about it or feel weird about it, that's okay. There's probably a different place that's going to be better for you. I'm just saying I'm unapologetic this year.
We embrace you for wanting more. How about that?
God bless America.
Say amen if you're down for that. We
Put
embrace
amen in
you
the chat.
for wanting more, because here's the reality. We want more for 2024, we want you to come up with us.
More.
So what we're going to do next is we're going to talk about, by the way, we're going completely off tangent, and I promise you that we're going to get back in our lane, because we definitely do have some epic content for today. Amen, amen, amen. Oh, this is so good.
You guys, I'm just saying, you better get ready to get fired. Did I step on you?
No, I
better get ready to be fired up this year. I don't know. My word is dominate, and you're going to hear it left and right and center. We're dominating. Not to say we're here to step on people. No. Dominate and pull. When you are up, you can pull others up. But when you're down, you can't do shit. So let's rise up. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so here's the deal. When you want more in life, eventually the conversation starts to change. I want to just train your mind on that. Eventually the conversation starts to change. So today we're going to talk about how to overcome cravings for dessert. Now, here's the deal. If you want more out of life, by this time next year, we should not be having the same conversation.
True.
Because if I need to have the same conversation with you over and over and over again, year after year after year, then two things. You're either not taking the coaching, or I'm either not landing the message appropriately. Make sense? Now, I am committed to doing everything that I can to land my message in a way that will be effective for you. So what that means is that if you know that you want more out of life, and if you are embracing change in 2024, then you gotta be okay with the message shifting over time, because you are shifting over time. And if we talk about overcoming the cravings of sweets year after year after year after year, over and over and over and over again, then you're actually not growing, and neither are we. And that's not okay. So in the chat, before we start talking about how to overcome cravings in 2024, I want to know from you a couple of things, because you said that you want more in 2024. Who wants more confidence in 2024? Drop a C in the chat. I know I want more confidence.
What's the next one?
Who wants more money in 2024? Drop a $sign in the chat. I want more money too.
I'm just raising my hand.
Especially because inflation is here like it ain't nobody's business.
If you ain't getting more money, you got less money.
True.
That's what's happening. If you ain't got more money, you got less money. Even if it's the same amount of money, it's less money.
Okay. If you want more vibrancy and fulfillment in 2024, then drop a VF in the chat. VF.
This year, I'm trying to get you guys to be okay with this weird taboo topic of money, and maybe you have more. I have one more thing to say before we get started.
One more thing. We're at VF. Okay, I see you guys. Man, like I see so many Facebook usernames, and I wish that
everybody drop your name in the comments.
Drop your name so we can see who we're talking to. I see like mostly Facebook users, like April.
It's okay. Get over it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No, I totally got it.
This is how you got to be able to talk to each other too. Get over it. Okay, you're right.
Oh man. Oh, okay. If you know that you want more authenticity in 2024, let me see you drop a double A. Double A. Like triple A batteries.
Like AARP. All
Boom.
right.
Okay.
So
good.
Yeah. So one thing I want to share with you guys, we've done health, we've done nutrition, we've done fitness, we've done wellness, we've done workout programs, we've done, nutrition coaching programs, lifestyle coaching programs. We're going to continue to do stuff like that because it's super important. And it is a path that is parallel to all of the other paths. If you want great relationships, if you want good finances, if you want to feel successful in your career, if you want, to be healthy, have a great body, each of them, what you learn and who you become are parallel that get you to wherever you want to be. And I've not met a single person that doesn't say that they want at least one better relationship or a deeper relationship. I've not met a single person who said, no, thanks. I don't need any more money. I wouldn't take it even if it was free. I've never met a single person who's like, I don't want to feel good about what I'm doing for, work and how I'm contributing to society and my family and all of that. Okay. So in 2024, there are, I want to say millions. That's way, way elaborated or embellished. It's not millions, but there are a lot of opportunities that get presented to me and Sarit. There's a lot of different opportunities. I get DMs in my Instagram on a daily basis. Most of them I actually delete. Some of them come to me. They're easy to say no to. One of my things that I've been practicing is the power of no, because there are so many opportunities and I'm a yes person. I'm like, yeah. And I believe that anything is possible. So I'm like, we can make it and it can happen and it can work and it's good and let's go. And then I've got my hands in 16,000 buckets, and 15,000 buckets is okay, but 16,000 pushes me over the edge. I can't do that. So I've been learning the power of no. But what's the good thing about this is because so many different opportunities come to us, some are very easy to say no to, some are a little bit more challenging to say no to, but I really focus in, and I encourage you to do the same thing. Focus in on what is my vision for myself this year? What are the top 3 things that I want to accomplish? Big things, big things. There's little things that create the big things. So you can have multiple sub things, but there's 3 big buckets. And so, for example, one of mine is spending 3 months outside the country. Well, what things need to happen to contribute to that becoming my reality? So, when we get these opportunities, we've already introduced one of them that is a good opportunity. It's not going to be for everybody. None of these opportunities are going to be for everybody, but I'll tell you, I've got my eye on how can I help you guys make more money. This is not something that we've traditionally done, but it is something that is becoming more and more prevalent in what is unfolding in the world right now. So, I really want to take all of these opportunities, and every single time I get one that I consider, I'm thinking about you guys. I'm thinking about how can this contribute to our community? Who in the community do I immediately think about? I've probably reached out to some of you guys with some different ones. Savvy's been the recent one, so you'll see it on my story on my Atwood Strong Instagram. And, some of these opportunities come, they're not going to be for everybody, but when I see them and when I have good ones, and there's another one that I'm looking at right now, I'm considering, you don't even know about it right now. But I'm looking into it, I'm considering it, and anything, I'm going to do it first. And I'm going to see, can somebody do this if they don't have our following? Can somebody do this if they don't have an email list like we do? Can somebody do this if they don't know how to use social media very well, or they're not on social? Can somebody do this if it's could my mom do this? Could my mom figure this out? And if this is that, I will be sharing it with you. So just know, you guys, we have our eyes out for you. We want to be able to present opportunities to you that could support you in your health, in your fitness, in your finances, in your family, in your relationships, and anything else that your heart so desires. And we're going to dominate 2024 together. Can I get an amen?
Boom. By the way, if you're interested to learn how to grow your money in 2024 and you're not shy about it, just go ahead and drop me in the chat. And because we see so many Facebook usernames, just so that we know who you are, drop your name right next to it. And can we also just put it out there as a culture that if you're seeing one of your peers saying that they want to make more money, that they're not a bad person. I want to share with you a quick story. The other day, Aaron and I were walking the dogs. Remember the story with the 2 kids?
Yeah. Can I tell the story?
Yeah.
So this is why it's important, because when somebody is made to feel bad about wanting more money, you will never have money if you allow that criticism. And so what, Sarit, I think you're saying is, Everybody's got their ideas about money. Our request is that you keep that to yourself if it's not supportive of somebody else.
Yeah.
Just
don't
let
bring
them hear
someone
it.
down. Just like with health, it's like if someone wants to get jacked, like some shit that I hear sometimes, like, oh, she looks like a dude, whatever. Okay. So like criticism is just going to happen like all the time. Like, can we just
not
make it
here.
a part of our culture that if you're hearing one of your peers saying like, yes, I want to financially be more independent, more, you know, like abundant, all of that, that we don't bring one another down. Like, okay, so go to the story with the kid.
Deal. Yeah. So this was really sad. And this is why we're bringing this up. And then after this, we have to commit to getting to our topic. Okay. So we're walking the dogs. We're finishing. We're coming back around the block. We're almost at the house. And there's some kids that like play around in the street. They play with basketballs. They ride their scooters and all these things. And there's 2 or 3 kids outside, and he's got like some leaves in his hand, and he does that. And he's like, I just gave you $1 million. And I was like, why would you give it away? It's also not a judgment question. I'm just asking, what would be your intention of giving it away? Because if I had multiple millions, it'd be great to give it away. No problem. But hey, why would you give it away? He's like, I don't want it. And I'm like, how come you don't want it? And his friend just yelled, greedy. So what this tells me,
7 years old.
Yeah, like a 7-year-old kid. So what this tells me is there's a money mindset within the home or wherever he's at. I could assume it's his parents. And so, and they got it probably from their parents, and they get, you know, it's understandable. It gets passed on. I just want it. I want to bring awareness to it so that it stops. Because if we tell kids that they're greedy for wanting to have money, when nobody gets mad at the rich person when their kid knocks on the door trying to sell Christmas wreaths and they say, hey, I'll take 50 and also you can keep the wreaths. Nobody gets mad at somebody with money when they do that. Nobody gets mad at the person that donates $1,000 to whatever, charity you love. So it's like, let's open the minds of ourselves, of the people around us, of our kids, of our society at a whole, that just because you want more money doesn't make you a bad person. It touches your family. It touches your health. It touches your stress levels. Okay. It touches your quality of life, touches your community.
Well, I'll tell you what we've seen this year, and that's just honest. With what's happening in the economy, like the health curve is now like separating even more. We already have like more than 48% of Americans are taking more than 4 medications per day, right? So like what's happening right now, like the financial issue is becoming the thing that's also leading to that because of the stress that it's creating. So I want to ask you guys a question, because by the way, we're going to be doing more on like of these lives going into next year. Like drop an MM in the chat if money mindset is something that you will find value in us talking about.
I'm going to talk about it anyways. You can show up or not show up. Yeah.
I want to know who's interested to learn. You guys, we've been working with some really incredible mentors over the last couple of years who really know, who understand how life works. And we feel called to share this with you. We really feel as if it would be a disservice to just keep it to ourselves.
Okay.
Okay,
can
good.
We move on
All
now?
right, let's move on.
Okay, good.
All right.
Enough for today, because that was not the intentional topic. So I was fired up, and then it escalated. Okay. So yes, today we're talking about, there's tons of holiday treats everywhere you go. Your neighbors give them to you. You go to your mother-in-law's house and she's cookies, and you know, you're making some stuff for some people or whatever. It's everywhere. And so today we're going to talk about, I think we have 6 things.
5. Oh, 6.
Boom. We have 6 things that we're going to talk about that will contribute to your being able to resist the temptations or manage yourself around these types of foods, when often in this time of year is a difficult thing. So,
by the way, do we want to share who's the winner of yesterday's giveaway, or do we want to do it at the end?
We want to do it at the end.
Okay, so stick around to the end to find
Oh, by
out.
the way, if you're just joining us, we are giving away a Badass Body Bundle, which is historically a lot of the programs that we have run live over and over and over and over. We've taken all of the content of them, the videos, the worksheets, the programs. We've dropped them into a Google document, and they've all got their folders, and then there's all these different resources, and we just slammed it all into one, and we're like, here you go, have it. That's what we're giving away today. You can also buy it if you want to buy it. You go to special.aaronandsarit.com
/badass.
special.aaronandsarit.com/badass. Okay, so the first thing is going to be mindfulness. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday about being like intentional. Intentional is also part of mindfulness, but just being aware of, I wrote down a couple of notes: paying attention, being present, being intentional, and enjoying the experience. So I'll say my 2 cents and then you can go into yours. But, you know, mindfulness is like when I'm indulging in something, I planned for it. If I planned for it, I don't feel guilty or shameful about it, which helps me to move forward in a better way than I would have if I feel guilty or shameful about it. Being present and creating an experience with the people that you're present with and genuinely enjoying it and not just mindlessly scarfing it down, not even realizing that you just ate half of a bucket of caramel corn, right? So like, instead of just watching a movie and munch, it's like I'm present with it. I know what's happening. I'm enjoying it. I'm in an experience with somebody. And for me, that is the mindfulness component of this.
Yeah, so we talk about intentionality, and it would be really valuable for you to get in the habit, whether it's like sweets related or non-sweets related. Like I actually have this, I'm working on this exercise with one of my clients to help her to gain a higher level of awareness, because step one with regards to creating change is awareness, is to have to really understand the intentionality of everything that you're putting in your mouth. Like, why are we doing this? So like when Aaron said, you know, like scarfing down like a pound of caramel corn,
cheesy white cheddar.
You do not scarf down a pound of caramel corn and still be intentional. There's just like, those two things are just completely separate. And
like, don't try to make a justification of it. Like I planned on eating half a barrel.
Like you're not going to have like an entire bottle of wine by yourself and be intentional about it, because when you are intentional, you are aware of what is the meaning behind it.
Boundary. And
it is extremely hard to overconsume when you understand the intentionality between what you're doing. So like, for example, caramel corn. Why would someone eat caramel corn?
Because it tastes delicious.
Okay, because it tastes delicious. It's fun. Why else?
Because it keeps you occupied. Oral fixation. This is real. Some people have an oral fixation. You just want to eat. You ever just want to eat because you just want to eat? Some people smoke because they have an oral fixation.
Yeah, some people drink because they have an oral fixation too. So with regards to intentionality, like if you are being aware, you're not going to take yourself to a pound of candy corn, because your insulin levels are going to spike through the roof like it's no one's business. Your energy levels are going to drop way low, and you'll probably feel your heart starting to beat and like your high blood pressure getting high from consuming too much sugar. So if you're being intentional, chances are is that you will stop way beforehand. Because if you're like, oh yeah, I want something sweet, you know, like what's the intention of it? Well, I love candy corn. I want something sweet. This is something that is a family pastime. Awesome. There's a difference between having caramel corn and just completely mindlessly binging on that, having noticed later that you're almost taking yourself to a food coma. I've been there before. I know what it's like to having taken myself to a sugar coma because I overconsume stuff. Now, let me tell you something. Never in my life did I really enjoy chocolate, like body, mind, and spirit. And I was fully in the experience, and I had like a pound or 3 of it. It always led to one thing. It was sugar coma followed by guilt and shame the next day, which led to an overcompensation with more of the same thing. If you've ever experienced that before, go ahead and drop a me in the chat.
Drop a downward spiral in the chat.
Yeah.
Say downward spiral.
So intentionality gives you a purpose. Why am I doing this? And the same thing goes with wine. You could be having a glass of wine because it is cozy, because maybe, like
I wanted one the other day.
Yeah.
And you were like, how come? And I was like, I just want to feel, what did I say? Eclectic.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's the right word. I was like, I never drink wine.
Yeah,
Something
so
about it just made me want to
so
be like,
she-
yeah,
it's like wintry, and it was really cold and rainy in Florida, and she wanted to feel eclectic. So we actually even worked through that.
I didn't have any wine.
And she didn't have any, right? So like, let's say if you do have wine, there's a difference between I'm having a glass of wine because it's going to, help me to be, it is going to create a celebration around my moment that I'm in right now, versus I just downed an entire bottle. Because when you down an entire bottle, you're not going to be in the moment as much, because your drowsiness will take you out of the moment. You know what I mean? Okay.
It wouldn't have even been it's not a good or bad either. Like if I would have had a glass of wine, like it's not a good or bad. But for me, it was like, I don't want to buy a whole bottle of wine knowing that we're about to leave and not even be home. And I'm not planning to drink the whole bottle. So I'm not trying to waste wine just so I can feel like fancy for a minute. Like, so it's always just the question of, is it worth it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? What's the equal or opposite reaction? And is it worth it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's thing number 1, intentionality. The next thing is
Preparation.
Fail to plan to fail. So if you set no plan going into the holidays with regards to, okay, like this is something that we work on with all of our clients, by the way, like and we can do this exercise with you too right now.
How come you put your face right in the sun? Is that comfortable?
Because it makes me feel warm. Like a cat. So,
like a cat.
Coming out of Christmas next week, like what will help you to feel like proud of yourself based on what you've got going on? Like what limit would you give yourself with regards to the dessert or anything along those lines? Think about it, and that will help you to plan in advance for it. Because if you do not set an intention, and maybe like one of my clients, she comes from an Italian family, and she was telling me that like today she's gonna like spend the entire day baking 7 cookies, because it's like
7 cookies or 7 types of cookies?
7 types of cookies.
Big difference.
It's a family tradition, and it's Italian cookies. So she said it's not just like little cookies. It's like,
I said, I know no Italian family ain't trying to eat just 7 cookies total.
Yeah, no, she said her brother did like 3, and it's her turn to do like 7 types. So anyways, like you're not just going to, let's say if you are a part of a family like that, where they're just for the cookies, you're going to have
put
like
put big family in the comments if you have a
big family.
Big family.
It makes me think of the Medea movie that we watched the
gosh.
other day. So good. Anyways, so with regards to that, like what is your intention? How many cookies are you going to allot for yourself? Because you see,
7.
Just like in society, why do we have rules? So that we will have order. Now, we got to do the same thing with ourselves. We got to create for ourselves rules. So like, for example, we're all at a different point.
I like the word standards.
So we all set a different standard. Like how many cookies or desserts would you allot for yourself in order to come out of Christmas or whatever holiday you're celebrating feeling proud of yourself? Maybe it would be, like 1 cheesecake and 1 cookie. Maybe it would be nothing. Maybe it would be 10. it doesn't matter. Now, if you do not set some kind of boundary, especially if you have experienced downward spirals before, like if it's in front of you, before you know it, you can find yourself at a point where you literally ate the entire cookie jar.
If you ain't got the cattle guards up, the cows escape.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means? Somebody get her some cowboy boots.
Well, it's kind of like if you don't.
We're going to Nashville.
It's like if you keep the door a little bit open, like it's gonna be wide open before.
Yeah, if you keep the garage door open a smidge, Callie's gonna find her way out into the street.
True. True.
You better shut that door.
Exactly.
Lock it. Another thing about preparation, though, before we move on, is it reminds me of Austin Powers, Preparation H. I don't know why that just came to my mind, but I hope somebody appreciates it. And preparation can also mean planning in advance for like where you're going. So who like are you hosting? Because if you're hosting, you have control of a bit more that goes on. If somebody else is hosting, you can prepare by saying, hey, I'm going to bring a dish. I'm going to bring a salad. I'm going to bring something that you know is to your standard that everybody else can eat too, but at least you know that something to your standard. You can have a conversation about what is going to be there so that you know what you're walking into. You can also, like some people go to restaurants, you can be the leader and you can be the one that says, hey, how about we go to this restaurant or this restaurant? That way, you know, like I'm good with both of these, but they still have a choice, right? Be the one that chooses, not the one that doesn't choose is the one that gets what's given.
Yep.
The one that does not choose gets what they're given.
So good. Be the leader in your life.
Another thing too is like, depending on where you're going, let's say it's, we went to like a holiday party on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And so one thing that you can do is, I know that when we got home, you were like, I'm starving. And now if you go to a party hungry and there's food, most people are going to eat it. Sarit's not most people. So she has the discipline, she has the control, the willpower and all of that to, you know, not eat the cookies and the bread and the cheese whatever else was there. Right.
Yeah.
And so, but not everybody has that. And if you haven't developed that skill, like really developed that skill and that discipline, eat before you go. If you know that all there's going to be there is pizza, cookies, bread, what was there? Jambalaya, whatever. Then
pastries.
Then eat before you go. Eat before you go, so you're not hungry. You're not. It's kind of like people don't go to the store, don't go shopping hungry, don't go grocery shopping hungry, right? So those are my plan ahead things. The next one is, so that's number one is mindfulness. Number two is being prepared. Number three is what we call better than. Put better than in the comments if you know what we're talking about. If you've been here for a minute. Better than. So this is like healthy swaps. So you can still have fun. You can still enjoy that. You can still eat things that taste good. You can still eat things that are fun to eat. And maybe let's say you want to eat cookies. How about you make the cookies and you find a recipe to make the cookies cleaner? Elda makes these peanut butter cookies that are like, ooh, they're so good. If you came to our house for the barbecue that we had like 6 months ago, there were these like, they're so good. They're peanut butter. They're like really filling. So you don't need a lot of them. And they're like, they've got like a chocolate coating on them, but they're made out of all really clean ingredients.
Yeah.
So even though, yes, there is, going to be more calories in them and things like that, it's still a cleaner version. So what that does is it's not about the calories at that point. It's about how does your body process what is in that food and how does your body respond to it? So if you're having a lot of high processed cookies or white sugar, white flour type of, what is it called? What's that flour? Bleached flour. Like it's going to mess up with your hormones. It's going to mess up with your metabolism. And so it's not as much about the calories at that point as it is about what is it doing to my system. So this is like the better than options. If you would usually have this, but there's a better version of it that you could have, at least that's going to do better for your body and you're putting yourself in a better position.
So good. Yeah. And there's something that I want to talk about with regards to that. When it comes to better thans, just because something is better does not mean that it's a free for all. On my Instagram about a week ago, I actually documented, remember when we went through the airport and,
Do you smell that?
yeah,
I feel like
farting.
the dogs are like not, it's
Farting.
like one constant fart that just keeps coming out because it's not going away. It's been here for like 10 minutes.
Can you smell that too? Anyways, so when we were going through the airport, you know, I always like to geek out and really like see how like ridiculous things are, just to like kind of give myself insight so I can educate on that. And so we went to like a Hudson News store where you'll basically find that in
Stink monsters, snuggling.
cute monsters.
And Callie's the big spoon right now. This is real life, real time.
So, you know how in a Hudson News you'll find like all these snacks, and then there is like the chocolate bar. So there's like a thing of four, right? Well, like one of the corners is chocolate bars, the other one is like the fruity stuff, the other one is like the nut pretzel and like chip stuff, and the other one is like the healthy stuff. So I was looking.
Is Eldub here? Eldub, is this you, or does somebody else have the recipe?
I was looking at the health food corner and I was like, okay, well, let's see, what do they have? And they were having the Lenny and Larry's cookies. And right next to it on the other side, they had the like honey buns by Hostess. So like, of course.
Who's had a honey bun?
So I'm like, okay, well, of course the honey bun is going to be like some sort of ridiculous. But I was like, just for shits and giggles, like, let's see like what goes into the Lenny and Larry's cookies, because they're like
because they're protein cookies.
They're super common. They're protein cookies and all of that. So I literally did a compare and contrast with regards to number one, ingredient list, number two, number of calories, number two,
sugar,
the amount of sugar. And you would be surprised.
That's good to take note of. What she just said, by the way. So if you're looking at something that you haven't had before, you haven't looked at it before to see what's in it, the order of operations is the list of ingredients, the calories, the sugar.
Yeah. So I literally did a compare and contrast. And what I've come to find out is that like the difference between the honey bun and the Lenny and Larry's cookies is like probably a difference of about like 20 calories per serving and like 6 grams of sugar. Like you'd be mind blown. Like how many times, you know, did maybe you or someone that you know who has been on their health journey or their weight loss journey or their fitness journey, you know, is going for the better thing, the Lenny and Larry cookies instead of the cookies. Meanwhile, it's basically doing more of the same.
It's basically a honey bun.
So no matter what, if you set an intention and you plan and you go for something that's better than, just remember that just because it's a better than, then it does not mean that you get a free for all, because there is a consequence with that also. Okay, so let's just put it out there.
It still goes back to the intentionality. Like what's the purpose or the intention of me eating 4 Lenny and Larry's cookies?
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Number 4.
Staying hydrated, super important, because if you're not staying hydrated, what you're going to find out is that you can actually confuse your lack of hydration for hunger. When you're actually not hydrated enough, there is a small chance that you might have a greater craving for something salty, because your hydration also has a lot to do with the salt levels in your body. So if you're not hydrated enough and maybe you're low on salt, your body is going to send you signals of, give me something in my body that will help me to absorb as much salt as possible. And if you're not used to, you know, hydrating enough, then what you could find yourself running into is that you might have cravings for popcorn or chips or things like that. So all that to say, make it a point to stay hydrated. Like the baseline hydration mark is half your body weight in ounces. So for example, if you weigh 180 pounds, then, like 90 ounces. And depending on where you're at, if you're like, oh, well, I'm halfway to that, then, give yourself incremental shifts. Like, don't just go from like 30 ounces to like 90 ounces. Like, set yourself up for success. And also, something else that we do for our hydration is I played this game with myself in my head where I drink 5 of the Yes Blender bottles a day. I actually don't have one next to me because I got coffee. And
it's the time of day for something else.
Yeah, the first 3 are plain water, and like for me, just drinking plain water is a bit boring. So what I do to entertain myself is I give myself like a daily challenge to have check marks. So when I am complete with my 3rd bottle of water, I then have
a treat.
I earn 2 treat waters, and my treat waters are hydro. The X Endurance Hydro, it's like raspberry flavor. It's super fun. And it actually makes me drink it a lot faster. So then I am able to probably finish up all of my water before 7 p.m. So I don't have to like wake up 3 times at night to go pee.
The other thing about hydration too is if you're drinking alcohol, and you every other drink go water, drink, 1, it's going to cut back on how much you're drinking. And 2, it's going to help you to recover a little bit better because you're a little bit more hydrated. And it's going to I'm not going to say it's going to balance it out. That's not the right word because alcohol just does 0 good things for our body. But every once in a while in moderation, whatever. But if you're drinking in water in between, then at least you're giving yourself a little bit of what am I looking for? Like
giving yourself
you're at least, because alcohol dehydrates you. So you're at least combating that a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So number one, mindfulness. Number 2, preparation. Number 3, better than or healthy swaps. Number 4, hydration. Number 5, accountability and support.
Which is exactly why we're actually doing this series.
Ta-da!
To really set you up for success. So that as you're saying, okay, like who is here live, like set your intention with them. Set the intention on our Facebook group so that actually this is one of the things that we're going to do today because it's cool to watch us. By the end of the day, it's about what do you do with the information that we give you that makes difference.
Yeah, you can listen and you can be inspired and you can be motivated. And then 2 seconds after the video's done, you're like, okay. So if you don't take any action, if you don't have any intention, if you don't do anything afterwards, what happened to the time that you just invested being here with us?
Yeah.
So posting to what you're saying, posting in the Facebook group, getting accountability in there, asking questions in there, finding support in there. The group is private, just so you know. We made it private about a year ago. And we have bots on a hourly basis trying to come into the group. So it's all private. Nobody can see anything unless they're in the group. And so if you have a question that's vulnerable, or if you have a win that you want to share, please share your win. Or if you're just like, I know April posts in there, Laura Hanrahan posts in there all the time, Melissa Morgenthaler posts in there, Angela Aldridge, I think, has been posting in there. Like, just post whatever. It doesn't have to be anything special. It can be just what you're doing for the day, what you ate, your accountability, what you did for your workout, something that you have coming up. Like, what are you guys doing for the holidays? Like, post your family. Just stay connected. That's all it is. When you stay connected to people who are like-minded, to people who are on the same path as you, are wanting the same things that you're wanting, and you keep that, I'd say, physical environment. It's a virtual environment, I guess, but still a physical component because you're typing on the computer or your phone or something. And you stay connected, then mentally you stay connected too.
Yeah. I'm thinking about your challenge for today, as we're saying, based on everything that we're landing for you here. So accountability and support is huge. And you know what? Like, dropping me in the chat if
Give him a different word. It's always me.
I.
What's the thing? I'm going to help you. What's the thing?
So
You're going to drop something.
So if you know what you need to do, how many of you have said, I know what I need to do. It's just a matter of getting my ass and doing it. Then I was going to say, then drop me.
If you know what you need to do, but you have a hard time doing it, drop a get shit done. That's really long.
AF.
Drop
hard.
action. Put action in the comments.
Action. Okay, action.
The reason I want to say me is because like action, if you type action and you got action on your mind, you're more likely to do an action. You're more likely to connect with the actual thing that's being said. We're not here to just talk to ourselves or talk over you or through you, but into you.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest propellers for my trajectory, Erin's trajectory, and your trajectory is the support that you're getting and accountability. This is one of the reasons why Erin and I always work with mentors. And it doesn't matter what we have going on in our lives.
Sometimes multiple, depending on what it's for.
Yeah. Because we need support, not knowing what we don't know based on where we want to go. And we need accountability.
Dear.
You're no different. Neither is Michael Jordan, by the way.
Yeah, I don't care how good you are. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how fit you are. I don't care how much money you have. Nobody's good at everything.
Yeah.
We all need account. Even like Sarit's my accountability. I'll tell you, if I wasn't in, it's environment.
Same.
It's environment. Your environment will shape you. You can agree or disagree. It's the truth. Your environment will shape you because it's hard to do the right thing in the wrong environment.
Yeah.
That's why when somebody is born into like crime, like a neighborhood with a lot of crime, and their parents are maybe like either drug addicts or drug dealers or alcoholics or struggle with alcoholism or whatever, and their brothers and sisters are selling drugs on the street and packing 9mm and gangstering it up around the street. Unfortunately, it's true. It's so hard to get out of that. Your environment will shape you, and then that doesn't mean that you're doomed because of your environment. What I'm saying is, if you put yourself in the right environment, in an encouraging environment, you are so much more likely to succeed in the direction that you are wanting to succeed. You don't have to fight as much for it. You don't have to resist as much criticism for it. So some of you are in relationships that are not supportive. Your household is not supportive. You want to be healthy. You want to work out. You want to change your lifestyle habits. You want to lose weight, but your significant other or your mom or somebody, your coworker in your life is like, come on, live a little. Come on, just have a piece. Oh, she's on another one of those diets. And it's not helpful. It's not support. Why you got to eat healthy all the time? You're no fun anymore. That's not helpful. That's not a supportive environment. I don't care how long she's been your friend for, since kindergarten. That is not a supportive environment. I'm just keeping it real, y'all.
And if we're talking about, like some of the things that I know some of you are running into is that some of you guys are keeping around your friends simply because they've been a pastime and they're just not serving you. And I was actually having this conversation with my mom the other day. And I believe that it doesn't make you a good or bad person if you are choosing to exit a relationship that is no longer serving you. Just because they've been a part of your life doesn't mean that they get to stay in your life. So, okay. Anyways, we're going on another tangent.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. A little bit more to that tangent, because this is like such a tough, this is so challenging because people have feelings. And if you're a good person, you don't want to hurt those feelings. Very natural and like 1000% understandable. It's very challenging to come to terms with It isn't all, this is what we were saying. I was folding laundry and we were talking about this, and you were in the shower and I was yelling because the shower water's loud, and I was folding laundry.
Well, and I just got done purging, like doing
Oh.
the final purge of my closet.
Yeah. And you were getting rid of stuff, and it's like, oh, it's sentimental, but it's like, I've had it for 10 years and I haven't done anything with it. So like, either I'm going to like donate it or something now, or I'm going to donate it or something 10 years from now. Why would I hang on to it for 10 years? Okay. So this is the part that's challenging. It's the same thing with people. Now, first thing I'm going to say is that if that person isn't contributing to where you want to go in your life, it's just a good question to say, is this a relationship I want to stay in? Now, that is not to say, because this is a conversation that we had too, is that if that person isn't contributing to me, then I'm going to leave them as selfish. Here's the other part of it, is that sometimes what you get out of a relationship is the contribution that you make in a relationship. Okay. So there's no black and white about this. All right. It's going to be person by person, relationship by relationship. Sometimes what you get out of the relationship is the contribution to the relationship. Okay. Now, if that person isn't supporting you or adding value to you or making you feel happy or joyful to be in that relationship, you can decide, is it worth having a conversation about and going through a kind of a challenging time, because it's a little bit of conflict, to revive so that I do feel happy and valued and supported and all of this in this relationship? Or is it not worth it? And that's okay, because here's the reality, is that if one person is unhappy in a relationship, neither can be happy in the relationship, because nobody wants to be with somebody that doesn't want to be with them, or isn't happy of them, or isn't proud to be with them, or isn't, you hear what you mean? You know what I mean? So it's like, if I'm staying in a relationship, I actually stayed in a relationship with somebody because I was too afraid to say, I don't want to be with you anymore. It doesn't make me a bad person. It's a preference. You guys, y'all have preferences. So it's not bad for me to say, I don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore. It's, where is my heart in that? And if I'm staying in a relationship, and this can be a friendship, this can be a romantic or monogamous relationship, this can be like you've been married for 50 years, whatever, right? This is your best friend who was your roommate in college, like whatever. To say that is like, if I'm staying in a relationship, whatever the relationship is, and I'm not genuinely happy in it, I'm being fake. I'm not being authentic in it, which is not fair to the other person either. You see what I'm saying? Not black and white, complicated, complex people. If you love people, you don't want to hurt people, makes sense. But it's also reality. So I encourage everybody to look at the relationships that they're in and say, what is the quality of this relationship on a scale of 1 to 10? 1, I feel like I'm bending over backwards constantly, and it's a one-way street, and I'm just giving, and nothing is ever coming back. That's a taker. You're in a relationship with a taker. Also, don't be a taker. Nobody likes takers.
Sure. There's no longevity in that. By the way, if you know that you would benefit with help around communication when it comes to your loved ones and your relationship and your own self-leadership around that, go ahead and drop an R in the chat, because we've got something that's really amazing coming up for you in 2024. It is called the Pursuit of Greatness Academy, where basically we are going to coach you directly through how to be able to land your messages effectively so that you can have more people in your life who really matter to you, and where the potential of the relationship could be a 10 out of 10. It's just a matter of getting through the sticky spots and maybe removing obstacles so that you can continue to elevate the rest of your life. So if you dropped an R, you'll want to stay tuned for that. we're gonna share more information about that coming in January. So just something to think about there.
Yeah, so this was just another little tangent. I could go even further down the rabbit hole, but just encourage you to evaluate your relationships and say, do I want to make this a 10 out of 10 relationship? Meaning I feel great around this person. I'm excited to be around this person. I don't have to walk on eggshells around this person. If you got anybody in your life, you feel like you're walking on eggshells around them, put eggshell in the comments. If you feel like you're walking on eggshells, that is not a no. I've been there. Terrible feeling. Terrible feeling. No, it's stressful.
Slows you down. Yeah, it's stressful. It's inauthentic.
That would be a 1. A 10 out of 10 would be like, I'm always excited to, that's what I'm saying. 10 is like, I don't feel like I'm walking on eggshells. I'm excited to be around this person. I contribute value to them. They contribute value to me. I feel heard. They feel heard. You know what I mean? Like you got a good, maybe we don't even can talk for, a couple of weeks or a month, but then when we do, it's, there was no time in between, like good, solid relationships versus like, I always, I'm afraid to ever bring up any kind of confrontation, things that they do irritate me constantly. And some of this, it's a two-way street. Some of these things are areas in your life where you get to grow. Okay. And then it's about communicating, and is it worth mending? Yes or no. Doesn't make anybody a good person or a bad person. It just is. Is it not worth mending? And then what do I do if yes, if no?
Yeah. Yeah. And then as we're wrapping things up, remember that by the end of the day, ultimately, you are where you are today because of every decision that you made up till today. So if 1 year from now you want your control over your cravings to be different, then guess what? It is going to require a different mindset, because that is going to give rise to every decision that you make between now and next year. And ultimately, our decisions give rise to either the actions that we take or the actions that we stay away from. Whether we procrastinate on something or whether we are just in a state of action, no matter what, ultimately, this is the thing that controls everything else. Your body today is a reflection of all of the thoughts that you've had about your life, about other people, and about yourself, your self-confidence, and your self-worth,
your body
until now. And also like your economic situation,
your body, your bank account,
your relational situations, the health of your relationships, the health of your body. And this is why we say how you do one thing is how you do everything.
There is one more, and then we also have a winner. So number 6, number 1, mindfulness. Number 2, preparation. Okay, got it. Awesome. I think I was lost because there was something I got really excited about in my mind. So I went into my own world for a second. Did you talk about this?
Yes.
You guys, I don't know. I just went into la la land for like 3 minutes. I don't know what happened.
Yes.
You know what I was thinking about? Okay, look at, I have to show somebody this because I don't think anybody's going to see it for a while, and I'm really excited about it, and I feel really good in it, and I want somebody to see it, but they're dirty now, so they're going to go into the wash, and then we're going to a really cold state, so I'm not going to be able to wear them again, but they're really freaking fun. Okay, so I've been in love with these Lulu shorts forever. These are the speed shorts. Did anybody get these? These are the speed shorts. They've got like a little zipper pocket in the back, and they're like the perfect length for me, not everybody. Perfect length for me because they're like a diaper, right? So super short, and I like that. And we've fallen in love with this new brand, Savvy. And I'm like, man, but like until they have something like this, I must keep these because they're my favorite. They fit the greatest. I love them.
Who are you going to do them what you did to me last night? That was super cool.
So
you guys should, you're special.
Okay, I'm going to show you these shorts because they're super fun. Hold on. I got to get them ready because, they get all bunched up when you got pants on. Okay, they're so fun, and they're the closest equivalent that I've come to. I tried a different pair of shorts, but they weren't the same. Okay, look at these. Okay, look at these shorts. But wait for the best part, because this is like mesh. They've got the spandex underneath.
Okay, so do a squat like you did to me last night.
What did I do?
Remember you went down and you squatted?
I said, ugh,
Do it on the other way.
ugh.
Oh, you did that.
Oh, yeah, look, and they can go up high if you want them to go up high, or they can go down here if you want them to go down here.
Hey, girl.
Anyways, I feel a little bit weird now. Okay, bring the camera up. My face is not even in here.
I know.
I just wanted somebody to see my cool shorts because I'm not probably going to be able to wear them for the next week.
Okay, guys. So let's get to today. Actually, so this is kind of turning into like a fun little
A
game
mishmash.
that we are like, we want to be able to provide you with support, with guidance and accountability. So tomorrow we're going live, I think at 11 a.m. or noon. 1 second.
11 a.m.
11 a.m. So
Eastern.
tomorrow we're going live at 11 a.m. Eastern. You will receive communication about that. Either way, mark your calendar. So go between today and tomorrow, we will pick out another winner who is going to receive the Badass Bundle, which I want to share what's in the Badass Bundle just so that you understand based on what you've got coming up in what do you want to achieve
and
going into 2024?
Yes, and we have something really special for the winner. I mean, this is what we're about to share with you is what they're going to get, but you're going to want to hear why they got it. Okay, so you tell them what's in the bundle. Yeah.
So going into 2024, start thinking about what is it that I'm no bullshit committing to accomplishing, and also what do I need to work on in order to help me get there. So the reason why the Badass Bundle is probably the greatest thing that you could do for yourself between now and the end of the year is because if you're looking to understand your nutrition better, know what you need to eat, how much you need to eat, the quality of the food that you need to eat, then you're going to get a personalized nutrition platform and you're going to get the self-starter rocking body transformation program.
Can I share my screen on here?
Maybe.
I can. You guys watch.
So listen, if you are at a point where you're like, okay, I'm doing good and like, I just want to be able to take myself to the next level. Like I want to build like iron sharp discipline. I want to be able to really take my body to the next level because maybe I do want to be fit as fuck, or maybe I do want to be jacked. Then you're going to get the Peak Physique 180 program, which is basically like a self-paced, high discipline program where I literally coach you through this for 6 months, day in and day out. And like you go into each and every single day knowing what is expected of you so that there's no thinking, you're just in a state of execution. If you're like, I want to be able to have workouts on demand that I know work, it doesn't matter if I travel a lot, it doesn't matter like where am I at in my fitness journey because I want to be more toned, I want to drop some weight and I want to look and be more fit, then you're going to get the entire series of our Burn Zone workouts, Burn Zone 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to have access to all of that for a lifetime.
Lifetime.
Okay. All of that for $397. So today we have a special winner.
Oh, all of this goal setting system, 4-week wellness challenge, transformation kickstart challenge, 7-day body shred boot camp, food quality guide, environmental manipulation course, Bangin' Body Fast Track, which was a
3-day course.
A 3-day course that we did.
Where we actually taught you how to create your own fitness program. And also we taught you how to understand and calculate how much food you need to have.
Holiday Thrival Secrets are in here. A digital version of the ES Planner is in here. So yeah. I dropped the link in there if you want to get that. Okay, but we're giving one of these away right now. And that's why I wanted to share this. And now, how do I stop? Okay, awesome. Okay, so now the winner and the reason for the winner, let me prepare this for you. That's the wrong page. I had it open. Okay. So the winner, she's going to know when I start this. I said it was based on creativity of your post in the Aaron and Sweet Facebook group and you sharing it with your own community. So we've passed the test on both of these. Now I'm going to read. Okay, I'm going to read this post and I'm going to sing it. Okay. Ever feel stressed during the holiday season? Me too. So I wrote this after watching the first part of the 3-part series with Aaron and Sarit. Oh, the weather outside is so delightful. My stress level is going frightful. My wallet has dust inside. Let it go, let it go, let it go. My in-laws are already fighting. My self-control is slowly dying. Those cookies are calling my name.
Can we do a TikTok about that?
Let it go, let it go, let it go. How does the tune go for this part? It changes.
Oh, the cod just brought down the tree. Oh, sure, you can bring your +4.
What are you singing? Oh,
we always have room for some more.
Let it go, let it go, let it go. I just need a place to hide. My workout was put on the side. Please, Santa, send me a guide. Let it go, let it go, let it go.
Lisa Lawrence, way deserved. Actually, I heard this morning. In life, you do not get what you need. You get what you deserve. So like well-deserved, you will get access to the Badass Bundle. Great job. So going into tomorrow, we're going to give out another Badass Bundle.
Oh, shit.
And it's going to be based on 3 things. Actually, let's make a post thread after this.
I'll make it right now.
We're basically going to apply what we talked about today. So number 1, you are going to get clear on your Christmas intention. What coming out of Christmas or whatever holiday you're celebrating, what will make you to feel proud of yourself? And that is based on the 6 things that we talked about. Maybe it's a better than, maybe it's a certain limit. Not sure what it is for you. Figure out an intention. So that's thing number 1. Thing number 2.
What do they have to do when they set an intention? Like, how do we know they set an intention?
Post your intention.
Okay.
In your same post, also show us what is a self-care related act that you took today based on what we talked about yesterday. So that could be like staying consistent with your workout routine. Ooh, I just did my workout. I know a bunch of you guys love to do the flex photos, or maybe it could be like a photo of your meal. April, I know you love to do that. Or maybe it could be a photo of your feet and bubble bath at something. Okay, so show us one way where you made yourself a priority today.
Wait, so is that 2 or number?
In your post, be sure to include.
Okay, this needs to be clear so that when I post it, they know. Okay, so I'm asking the questions for you guys right now, because if I don't understand, somebody else might be confused. Okay, so they're making a post to this group, not a comment on the post I'm going to make, but your own post.
Yes.
What with your intention? Post what your intention is
for a proud Christmas.
To be proud of your Christmas behavior.
Yes, that's 1.
Okay.
Okay. 2 is show us what is one way where you're making yourself a priority today based on the things that we talked about yesterday. And if you need to watch the video from yesterday, feel free to do so.
That's in the post, in the same post.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going to write some things and you're going to like have photos. And then thing number 3 is on a scale of 1 to 5, also share with us how supportive is your environment currently. 5 being everything is in my environment, whether it's the objects, the space, the people are in full alignment and on the same journey as I am. That is a 5 versus 1, like everything in my environment is an obstruction. Like my environment is a hot mess express and I'm feeling so much resistance with everybody in my environment. Basically, the ES group is the only supportive thing that I've got. And by the way, just a reminder, this is a judgment-free zone. Like,
yeah, you're not going to be winning or losing based on your score of this.
No.
It's just awareness.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what it's going to be based on.
All righty. There we are. Okay. What else? What else, ma'am? What else? Is that it for today? Tomorrow, we're going to be going over how to stay on track when you're outside of your normal routine. So if you're traveling, if you have visitors or you have guests and they're staying the night and your space is not how your normal space is, or people, someone in the kitchen in the morning when you're usually like having your alone time, if you're not in your normal routine, which most people are not this time of year, how do we stay on track? Yeah. Especially if you're traveling or outside of like your space.
Boom.
Okay. So we'll see you tomorrow. What time?
11 a.m.
I
Eastern.
gave him the answer. I was seeing if they were paying attention. Pop quiz. All right, you guys, we love you. Have a beautiful day. We will see you tomorrow. Peace.